Have you ever wondered how eBay's search results work? Like, eBay has over 1.7 billion listings on the platform. How do customers even find your items? If you want your items to show up in the search results, you have to understand how the eBay platform works. Luckily, all this information is super easy to find. All you have to do is know where to look. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I study the competition and use eBay's algorithm against itself to figure out how to rank my items higher in the search results and therefore sell more products. Have you ever heard of a secret shopper? A secret shopper is someone hired by a business to act like a customer and evaluate their buying experience at the business. I've been reading this book here about Sam Walton and how he created Walmart. One thing he did from the start of his business was shop at his own stores and shop at his competitors' locations. He wanted to understand not only the buying experience at his stores, but the buying experience at his competitors' locations. In fact, he said he planned family vacations around his store locations so that he could sneak away in the morning and go and shop at his store locations and see how things were being run. He would also study his competition and copy them. If someone found a better way of displaying merchandise or a better pricing strategy, not only would he copy that strategy, but he would take it even a step further. Now, as an eBay reseller, luckily I don't have to travel anywhere or go to a physical location to study my store or my competition stores. I can do all of this from within inside my house by just using my computer and my cell phone. But there are a few things I need to do in order to get the accurate information from my store and my competition stores. The very first thing I'm going to do is create a list of 10 to 20 of my items in my store. I like to pick a few different categories for these 10 to 20 items. I like to choose a few new listings like listed newly today. I like to find some older listings like the oldest stuff in my store. I like to find some items that are priced high, and I like to find some items that are priced low. I'm also going to include any items that are unique or have unique business policies. So like as a blanket statement, I typically offer returns. However, if there's a few items that I'm not offering returns on, those are items that I want to include on this list. For each of these items, I'm going to write down the exact title, not like a rough title, like the exact word for word title, and the exact pricing and the exact shipping cost for these items. Now, this can be done by just copying and pasting it into a Word document so you don't actually have to sit down and write out each of these listings. Find at least 10 different items of different price points of different times that you listed it and anything unique, and write down the exact title and the exact price and the exact shipping cost. Now that I have my list, the next thing I need to do is remove any bias from the platform. So the first thing I'm going to do on my phone is I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to click on My eBay, and this is going to bring up some account information. I'm going to click on Settings, and I'm going to click on Sign Out. I'm going to completely sign out of my selling app so that I'm not using my selling app that has any bias information in the search results. Now, if you've used this blank profile before, or if you're only using this blank profile, then the next thing you're going to want to do is go back to My eBay, go back to the settings, and click Clear History. This is going to remove any of the cookies and any of the search results, any saved searches. It's going to essentially give you a blank slate to start from. So as if you are a new customer coming to the eBay platform and eBay has no information on your buying trends, no information on your selling trends, no information on how you search for products or even what products you're looking for. This is exactly where we want to be because this removes any bias from the search results. If you go and search for your products while you're signed into your account, of course you're going to see your items at the top of the search result because eBay wants you to see that information because there's bias in it. But if you remove that bias, then you will get the true buying experience. The next thing I'm going to do is think like my ideal customer. So I'm going to go to my list and find the first item that I wrote down, and I'm going to think like my ideal customer. I'm not going to search the exact title that I listed. I'm going to search how I think the buyer would actually search for the item. Even though my listing might say Mario Kart Nintendo Wii with manual, complete, tested, working, I'm not going to search that because more than likely my buyer isn't going to search that. My buyer is going to search something like Mario Kart Wii. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to go to the search and I'm going to type in Mario Kart Wii. Now here's where I want to start studying. I want to see what listings are at the top and why. So the first few listings on this search you're going to see are all sponsored. This means that they paid for those search results. You're also going to see that there's some trending auctions. These are auctions that eBay is trying to drive traffic to. And then you're also going to see that there's multiple quantities sold for this listing here, and that's why that listing is high. What I'm actually looking for is the organic search results. For me, I don't compete with ad fees, so I don't care about the sponsored ads at the top. Now, yes, I do promote all of my items inside my store. However, I have a flat rate that I promote all my items at, and it's not going to change, and I'm not going to compete on ad rate to rank higher in the platform. What I want to do is find the items that are organically being listed at the top and figure out why those items are being listed at the top. So here I'm going to start asking myself a bunch of questions, including where the hell is my actual listing? Why are these listings being listed higher than my listing? And what factors is eBay using to determine search result placement? Depending on your category and your item and what you searched and what you're shown, there might be other things that you have to eliminate. For me, in this one, I'm eliminating the sponsored ads. I'm eliminating auctions because I only do it buy it now. And I'm also eliminating the multiple quantity listing because I only have one copy of Wii Mario, so I can't compete with the guy that has multiple copies for sale and has sold multiple copies. What I want to do is find the organic listings below that, the ones that showed up naturally to the top. I'm going to look at everything. I'm going to look at their title. I'm going to look at their price. I'm going to look at their photos. I'm going to look at their description, and I'm going to look at their customer service. So for me, customer service includes things like their returns, their shipping speed, their feedback, and how many items their store has sold overall. What I'm looking for in these organic results is to find common trends. So what are the common trends among the items at the top of the search results? What are the things that all of these guys have in common that I should maybe start to consider? So it could mean a bunch of things. It could mean that they all have a keyword in there that I don't have. Maybe they have CIB for complete in box, and I didn't include that in this one. Instead, I used the keyword complete. So maybe that's something I want to add. Maybe their pricing is different. Is their pricing significantly lower than mine? Is that why eBay's ranking it higher? Maybe they offer returns and I don't offer returns. I want to start asking all of these questions of why their listing showed up at the top and what their listing has or doesn't have that mine does or doesn't have. I want to compare mine to all of the top ones and see what the trends are. Whatever the results are, these are things I want to start considering. This doesn't mean that I'm going to change my whole business. This doesn't mean I'm going to lower my prices. It doesn't mean that I'm going to start offering free returns or faster shipping speeds. But these are all things that I want to consider. These are things that eBay is using to rank people higher. These are keywords that are ranking higher. Maybe these are business policies that are ranking the items higher. Maybe it's the pricing strategy that's ranking items higher. Whatever it is, I want to know that information so I can make an informed decision. It doesn't mean that I'm changing everything. It just means that I have the information so the next time I go and create a listing, I say, hey, this is a keyword I want to include, or I find that if I drop my price point by $1, that it will rank a lot higher than if I had kept it $1 higher. Whatever the changes are, they have to make sense for your business. Don't just lower your prices or start offering free returns because you think you're going to rank your items higher. If those business policies or practices don't work for your business, don't go changing everything. But you want to gather that information so you can make those informed decisions. So I'm going to continue to do this for the 10 to 20 items on my list. I'm going to go through each one of these and jot down any common trends. The more information I can gather and the more trends I can see, the better informed I become and the easier it is to make decisions when listing products. I like the 10 to 20 and I like using different categories and I like using newly listed items versus old listed items, expensive items versus not expensive items, because I want to see how eBay reacts to the different price points, how eBay reacts to listings that have been sitting on the platform for a long time versus listings that were maybe listed today or even just this week. I want to know all this information so that I can make those decisions. During all this research, I'm super careful to not click on my listings. So if I see one of my listings, I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to say, yes, I see my listing there. That's something I want to research later. I want to understand why that listing showed up high in search results because obviously that's a good listing. But I don't want to click on it. If I click on that listing and I start looking at it, now I'm going to start skewing my search results. If by accident I do end up clicking that, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is go back into my eBay, click the settings, and clear your search history. That will help remove any of the bias. So after studying the search results, I actually now want to find my listings. What I want to do is find my listings the most organic way possible. So this might mean that I just have to add a few keywords. It might mean that I have to add a few filters. I might have to search by price point. Whatever it is that I have to do to find my listings, I want to do it one step at a time and the most organic way possible. So if I can just add one more keyword and to get my item to show up in search results, that's ideal. If I can just change one filter and get my item to show up in search results, that's ideal. This could be as simple as changing the condition filter to pre-owned instead of all items. Or it could mean adding a keyword such as the color of the shirt or the size of the shoe. Whatever it is, I want to add these one by one to see which factor actually made the difference in showing my listing. So I'm going to start with maybe pre-owned. I'm going to then go to size, and then maybe I'm going to have to go to color, and maybe color was finally the thing that brought up my listing. So now I know that in order for a customer to find my listing, they're going to have to search it, they're going to have to go to pre-owned, they're going to have to want the exact size, and they're going to have to want the exact color in order to be shown my search result. It's good to know what things that the buyer is going to have to do in order to be able to find your products so that you can include these things in the title or in the item specifics. We all know that size and color matters, but if you still can't find your listing, maybe you're now starting to use other filters on the side, and these are now item specifics that you're going to want to make sure that you include in your listing so that customers are actually able to find your items. Now, if you do all of this and you still can't find your listing, what I would do is I go back and I type in the exact title that I had. If I still can't find it using the exact title, then I'm going to go through the steps of using filters. So I might have to use the condition filter, the size filter, the color filter, and then go into even more things like a pricing filter. Whatever filters I'm going to have to use to get my listing to show up. And I want to make notes of this, of how hard it is to actually find my listing. So after I have found all of my listings, the next thing I want to do is look at my store. So I'm going to click on my store name, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to see what the customer sees. I want to see what products rise naturally to the top of my store. I want to see how my store looks. I want to see how the items look. I want to see how the photos look. I want to see what my price points look like compared to what I was just seeing. I want to click on feedback. I want to see which feedbacks rise to the top. Here's a hint. Feedbacks that are longer rise to the top. So if you're getting feedback that's really long and someone goes in and explains a whole story in the feedback, that feedback is more likely to naturally rise to the top than someone that just gives you A+. These are all things that I want to take notes of. I want to take notes of things that the customer will see that are helpful, and I want to take notes of things that might scare the customer away. Is one of my photos in my store super blurry? So now the customer's not going to click on it because they think that this isn't a quality listing. I want to go through my whole store and see if there's anything that stands out. Am I using a white background for everything, but this one photo has a black background for some reason? Is that something I want to do? Is there a reason I did that? Or does this stand out as something that doesn't fit with inside my store? All I want to be doing is checking over everything and taking notes so that I can improve moving forward. Personally, I like to do all of this on the app because most buyers are using a mobile phone to order stuff from eBay. However, there are still a lot of customers using the desktop version. So if I have time, I go back in and I do all of this from the computer. So I go in, I'm going to sign out of my eBay account. I'm going to open an incognito tab. I'm going to remove my browsing history so that I don't have any bias. Once again, you want to make sure that you're searching without being signed into eBay, without any search bias. It's a lot easier to do this using like an incognito tab or something along those lines so that you're not getting that bias, so that you're getting the organic search results. Now, this isn't an exact science. Just because you didn't see your listing at the top today doesn't mean that tomorrow your listing isn't going to rise to the top. eBay will rotate items throughout the search results. So even though your item might be down here today, it could be up here tomorrow. Now, also competition comes and goes, so things will sell and your item will start to rank higher or might rank lower. Price points change, so if you're not adjusting your prices, you might be priced high because you were selling these shorts in summer, now it's winter and shorts are selling for less money. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. There's also the factors of the buyer. So what we were doing was using this as a buyer coming onto the eBay platform with no search history. Most buyers have bought other things on the eBay platform. So they're coming in with their own bias. They're coming in with their own search results. They're coming in with their location. They're coming in with their buying trends. And eBay knows all of this about that customer. So eBay is likely to show products to the customer that they're actually going to buy. So if your product fits that category, the customer is going to buy it. So this isn't an exact science. This doesn't mean that your listing will never sell just because it's ranked low. However, it does mean that it's going to be more difficult and that eBay is going to have to find the perfect customer. What I want to do is make it easy for eBay so that any customer wants to buy my product, not just the best customer. You also have to consider how saturated the category is. It's one thing to rank high in a category if there's only 5 of those items listed on eBay. However, it's a lot harder to rank high in a saturated category. So like the Wii Mario Kart, there's thousands of those listed. So in order to rank high in that, it's a lot harder to do than some rare antique collectible item where there's maybe only 3 or 4 of those items. But the key here is to just understand how eBay is ranking items. What are the factors that eBay is using to determine search results, and what things your competition is doing that you can add. Maybe it's keywords in the title, maybe it's business policies, maybe it's pricing strategies, maybe it's how they lay their photographs out. Whatever it is, these are things that you want to take and bring into your business if possible. Hopefully you can find some trends in the categories that you sell in that can help you sell more products. If you've enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love this one, so go ahead and give it a click.